Hello everyone, it's Salt Rider here and welcome to a period of time in toys. Yeah, these aren't as regular as they used to be, but hopefully now we're starting to get a few more pre-orders coming in. I'm starting to pick up a few more toys again. We might get them a little bit more regular. So I've been in a place called Portmadoc. It's been an interesting week. Lack of phone signal, lack of internet, lack of places to eat, boiler breaking down. Not some of the things that you want when you're trying to relax, but my son's had an amazing time anyway. We found a toy shop in Portmadoc, this little village, virtually in the middle of nowhere. Had actually two toy shops, one that sold a lot of Playmobil and wrestlers, quite randomly, just Playmobil and wrestlers, and I can't remember what that was called and I didn't take any photos of it, but there was another toy shop, and this toy shop had like Imaginext in, it had Pokemon in, it had wrestlers in, it had lots of Lego in, some Star Wars in, and it actually had Transformers in. So we went in there the first day and he saw a cuddly toy of Among Us, is it? The game with the little spacemen in? Anyway, it was pink, so we didn't have it. But we popped back in on the last but one day and he found a yellow Among Us cuddly toy. Happy, over the moon, right? Happy. And then I looked at the Cyberverse Transformers again and I could not believe my eyes. Because there was a Transformer in there that wasn't Cyberverse, that wasn't there on the Monday. And I've only seen this in one other shop in the UK, and that was in Midco Toys in Burton upon Trent. I know you can get it on certain retailers online, but actually in hand I hadn't seen it, and it was more expensive in Midco Toys. But yeah, I found a buzzworthy Bumblebee for $17.99. This is a version with Daniel. And yeah, you know what? It is a lot for what it is. It absolutely is. But as Dave Shotton was saying, when you're on holiday, toy prices go out the window. And I've seen something in hand and not expecting it to find it there. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. I had three of them, and here's the picture to prove it. They had three of them on the shelf, which it must have just been put out that day or the day before. So I haven't opened it yet. I might do a little review on this because I haven't done a review for a while. But yeah, I might do a review on this so we can see what he's like. Do I think it's worth 18 quid? Absolutely not. But you know what? Yeah, I'm happy to have it. But it is a holiday purchase and it's all good. I love that artwork. And it is more for Cybertron. I didn't realise that, even though it's part of the Buzzworthy line. Yeah. Bit of fun, 18 quid, really happy. And then today, went to Real. We were meant to come back tomorrow, but we decided to come back a little bit earlier and spend some time in Real. And I haven't been to Real since I was a kid. And I went walking around trying to find this shop called Retro Electro. Apparently it had shut down. It shut down about 3 years ago or something like that. But on the way round to find this Retro Electro, I found this other place called Plastic Crack, I think it was. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to stick up some photos that I took in there because it was an amazing shop. Yeah, highlights for me were that Bill and Ted set for 200 quid, I think it was, or something mental like that. There was an Inspector Gadget figure in as well. There was a load of Alien and Predator figures, and I don't think I took a picture of that. Transformers were cool to see. Some of the GoBots were pretty cool. That carded Transformer, I forget his name, but if I didn't have a pre-order come in, I probably would have picked up that as a nice sealed little G2 or G1.5 item. But there was loads of stuff. Monsters in My Pocket, Dave Shotton just loved when I sent the picture to him. brilliant little shop. Really, really enjoyed it in there. And I did pick up a couple of items in there. So let me show you the first item. I mentioned there was Alien vs Predator figures, and this is a figure I have seen before but never complete, and it is the clan leader Kenner Predator figure with his weird little glory movement thingy going on. So I've seen this figure in the past at toy fairs, and I never realised that it actually had these like little snow boot things on the bottom. They were always missing. So that was cool to see those attached. Didn't even know they existed. This is complete, as I say, and it also has got a removable mask. And yeah, these things, as I say, move, and not that much. 4 points of articulation, arms and hips, and that's it. This was 15 quid. And I think when I've seen the damaged ones without the mask, without the spear and the boots, I think they were going for about a tenner anyway. So the prices in the shop were absolutely amazing. But yeah, I am a fan of my Predator stuff. I do like the Kenner stuff, and they did have a few other ones in there, but I didn't want to go bad and buy them all. I thought I'd just pick up the one, and as I never saw this one complete before, I thought I'd give it a go. They had a Predator ship in there. I didn't realise they did vehicles. But yeah, there you go. So I picked up the Predator clan leader, which is a cool little piece. Hey, Dave Shopton. Nice little piece. So then I actually went back and purchased the first item that I was going to buy before the Predator. And this originally told me it was a tenner, but when we took it out of the Detolf, it had a £5 sticker on it, and it was broken. And I was umming and ahhing about whether I should get it or not, but you know what, for a £5 I thought I'll pick it up. I don't have this particular version of this figure, not in G2, and I do love G2, and I don't even know this one's name. It might be Sparbot or something like that, or Flame, but I don't even know. You can see the price sticker still on there. But yeah, it's one of these Sparkbots or Flame Bots from Generation 2. I've got the orange one, which I think is Flame Feather. This has some really like worn stickers on it. It's got some Play-Doh, it looks on it. It needs to be stripped apart and clean, which, you know, was part of the appeal for me actually picking this up as well. It is loads of clear plastic, loads of cracks on it, loads of cracks. And unfortunately, first unfortunately is what I expected, the spark don't work anymore, which is normal for these figures. Second of all, if I transform him up, you can see he's missing one of these. It's like claws in bird mode and a shoulder piece in robot mode. But you know what? I thought to myself, it is a G2 Transformer that I haven't got. Yes, he's damaged, he's a bit unloved, but sometimes that's a nice thing to have. This has been played with, and a lot of my Transformers have been played with because they were mine from when I was a kid. So, you know what, for a £5 I could not grumble at all at that. I really couldn't. So yeah, today 20 quid, and I picked up these two figures, which I'm really happy about. So today is Monday, the 16th of August, and it is the Monday after, the Friday before, and the Saturday before. There was a lot of stuff that went on the weekend. First and foremost, there was a Fans Friday where 3 Studio Series 86 figures were released. Announced, shall I say. It was nice to see a figure that Prime vs Puberty hasn't got his hands on first. It's nice for Hasbro to actually announce them before a allegedly stolen toy ends up in a YouTuber's hands to review. It was nice to see, and maybe this is something that Hasbro are going to do moving forward, because a lot of these figures were at prototype stage, and probably makes sense for them to announce it before they start to manufacture them, especially with all the leakers going on and all the allegedly stolen stuff anyway from the factories. But that said, it's going to lead to a longer lead time before we actually get plastic in our hands. But 3 cool figures announced. The one that we knew was coming, we really knew was coming, was the sweep, didn't we? I mean, the moment we had Scourge, we knew they were going to do a sweep. And this one, I mean, I'm relatively happy with what they've done here. They've slightly changed the colour, they've swapped the hands around a little bit. I would have liked some different facial expressions, but I have gone in and pre-ordered this one. I have gone in and pre-ordered at least one sweet one. I've pre-ordered one at the moment. What I'll probably do is pick up a second at some point. But they are 33, 34 quid each, something like that, so they're not cheap. I think Jamie from the wonderful lads at Transformers The Show made a really good point. He said if they downscaled it to a deluxe, Scourge could have been a bit bigger, and yeah, that would have been a cool idea. But you know, I've picked up the one for now, and even if I just have the one, I could always have it in alt mode behind Scourge or whatever it might be. I need to work on an 86 movie display, I really, really do. Also, we have leader class Coronation Starscream, which really, really excites me. Really, really excites me. I know it's just an Earthrise figure, but you know what? That Earthrise figure is probably the best Seeker mould we have had in the main line. It is not a bad Seeker mould at all. It's better than the MP in my personal opinion, because the MP was really flawed. I've since sold my KO Starscream. If you remember, Dorian said it was the KO that ruined the community because KO's ruined the community. I actually sold it on a couple of weeks ago because I kind of knew from the leaks that this was coming, and I am more of a chug collector now than an MP. I've got my MPs. Very rarely will pick up any more. But, you know what, Coronation Starscream looks great. It is the Earthrise mould. Looks like it might have some new thighs. Maybe this is going off the prototype that they had in hand on the Fans First Friday. Also, it comes with the crown, the shoulder pads, the null rays, the cloak. Pretty cool. And also a throne, but it's actually named as it's a Nemesis throne, so it's actually the thing that you can sit Megatron on. So I'm not going to have Starscream displayed on that throne. I'm going to have Megatron sitting in the middle of that. And I work on probably a pretty cool Decepticon display somewhere. I need to sort out some of my collection because there is a lot of stuff now which I'm thinking about either packing away or moving on. But anyway, I digress. So we've got Leader Class Coronation Starscream, we've got Voyager Class Sweep, and the big surprise was, well, maybe not a surprise, but we got Deluxe Preceptor. 35 years after the movie, we get a Microscope toy, and I just can't get my head around that. It's like getting a Soundwave in Smiths when he changes into a cassette player. It's old technology. It's basically done to give us fan service, and you know what? It's amazing. I think that my issue with the deluxes continue, where the faces just aren't quite right. But that said, you know what? It's a Preceptor. It's an upgrade from the Titans Return one, and I've pre-ordered the entire lot. I've already got Slag, Retgar, and Nor pre-ordered through Comics and Cocktails, and I've jumped on the Comics and Cocktails train again and pre-ordered those three. I'm all in for 86. Really, really happy with what was announced. I have a parcel from Comics and Cocktails, and it's a biggie. It's a big one. Can you guess what it is yet? I should really watch that sign, shouldn't I? That sign is not dated well. I should edit it out, but I probably won't bother. So, yeah, Commander Class. So, have they just sent me, use that box, or is there Commander Class inside? Shall we have a look? Now, it is that time of year, as I say, TF Nation, where we will be doing our TF Nation hauls. I noticed Bisto put up his haul the other day. And yeah, it is sad not to pick up the TF Nation, because normally what I would do with TF Nation is buy the Titan. But this year I haven't bothered with the Titan, simply because I'm digressing again here, but you know, you haven't heard from me for a couple of weeks, so I can ramble a bit. To me, that alt mode is unforgivable, the gaps down the side. Like, to me, like, I don't care if the art transforms. Me and Dave Schottner are in a consensus that we would have preferred more of a playset than an actual transformer for some of the core cast figures, maybe. But yeah, to me, the panels, the gaps down the side is unforgivable. I can't bring myself to spend £150 on it. I really can't. But what I could decide to spend about 70 quid on was a Voyager. Yes, well, it's not really a Voyager. It is Commander Class Rodimus Prime. Of course, I've got him for him. This, it oozes 1986 for me, the movie. And I really like the look of the figure. You can see some details there on the back. And, well, yeah, because I forget it's part of the Kingdom. Even though it wasn't in Kingdom. I was surprised that Rodimus did not make an appearance in Kingdom. But Galvatron did. Comes with some effects pieces, some blast effects. his gun, the Matrix, all of that stuff. Space Winnebago mode, Commander class. And I know people have been moaning about saying, well, it's just a Voyager. But you know what? All the Kingdom line, and to a certain extent Studio Series 86, all scale pretty well together. And I think having him next to good old Galvatron, who I haven't put in the position yet, will be pretty cool. So, yeah, there we go. So, first in the box is Commander class Rodimus Prime. But there's another pre-order. In fact, there's 3 items in here. It's mental because I'm sure I pre-ordered this one before Rodimus and they've come on the same day. It's a Selects figure. And you know, I'm not going to show the name. I'm just gonna open it. I'm just going to slice him open and show you what's inside. It is, oh, beautiful. It is another Seeker. It's Ramjet, G2 Ramjet. This was my Ramjet when I was a child. I never had the white and red one. I only had the G2 Ramjet. I had all the other Seekers, but not an original Ramjet. Randomly, I had the wings, but I didn't have the actual figure. But yeah, this was the Ramjet that I used when I was a kid. This Deco, and he's down there in one of my cases, and I'm a big fan of G2. I could not turn this down. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. I have got already this is my 4th Conehead mould and my 7th overall Seeker mould from Earthrise. And I should have an 8th on the way. To be honest, this shouldn't be the 7th, this should be the 8th, because Sandstorm should have come from Kapow by June, and it hasn't yet. And there's no news on him. But you know what? Good old G2 repaints. Can't go wrong. Happy days. So I had those 2 on pre-order. The invoices come through together, and then I noticed Kingdom Wave 3, is it, come in stock? And I thought, you know what, there's one figure I definitely want out of that wave, and it's not bloody wing finger because it looks bloody awful. I don't care what anyone says. Those fossilisers, they're a cool little novelty, but mine have gone now. I've sold my fossilisers. I digress again. Tracks. Yeah, he's a G1 character, and I think after having my little lull in toys and diving into the Beast Wars stuff, I am going to get Scorponok, but I'm going to get Scorponok when I see him on a shelf. I'm not going to buy him in. My bread and butter is going to be G1 characters again. I'm going back to the basics. I'm going back to what I like. I'm not going to stick my all in everything Transformers related. That's one of the reasons why I left the Ark. Even though the Ark is a G1 thing, it doesn't transform in there, so I can live without it. I can absolutely. I like the Teletram, and I hope they do a repaint into mainframe. But Trax is a G1 original character, so I had to have him. I had to have him, and he looks all right. He looks a little bit odd proportion, doesn't he? Just throw him at the screen, it's fine. But looks a little bit odd proportion, but you know what? He looks cool, and I'm happy to. He's just dropping all over the floor. So that is probably the biggest toy haul I have had in a while. In a real decent amount of time. I am over the moon with what I've got so far. Ramjet looks great. I've got to leave him in the box a bit because I think I'm going to open Rodimus first. I'm going to open Rodimus. Trax will be the last one to open, but I'm going to open Rodimus. I also opened up these 2 guys that I got from Port Maddock, and funnily enough, Toys R Us, if you haven't checked out Toys R Us, you probably would have done because he's got more subs than me now, but check him out if you're not a member of his channel, if you're not subscribed to it, because he's class. Toys R Us. He basically went and bought this figure from the same shop I went to in Port Maddock. So 2 Transformers fans in the space of a week have been to a random toy shop in the middle of nowhere and got a Transformers toy they couldn't get anywhere else. How random is that? But this is a cool little figure. I was pop off a bit, but you know what? I'm happy with him, and I love that alt mode. Yeah, and let's not forget good old Flame Feather, or whatever his name is, and the Predator with the worst attack gimmick ever. It's been a cool week, hasn't it? It's been a cool week. It's been nice to be back. I'm starting to feel a bit of passion for toys again, which is good. I'm starting to get excited about stuff. There's a lot of toys on the way relatively soon. I know that there's some Marvel Legends that are pre-ordered that I'm pretty excited about. The Thanos and Iron Man 2-pack, as well as the Endgame Thor. Excited about those. And yeah, Studio Series 86 Wave 2 can't be far away. Slag, Retgar, and Nor. Probably one of many Nors I'll try and pick up. But yeah, anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've enjoyed the fact that Week in Toys is back. And I might speak to you a week. I might speak to you in a couple of weeks, depending if I pick on more toys. But there is reviews on the way. I've already filmed a little review of this guy, which I'll put up in a couple of days' time once I've edited it. And I'll do a Rodimus one as well. I may as well. But anyway, until next time, I've been Zort Rider, and I'll catch you again very, very soon.